In this chaotic world, I don't know how much more chaos I can take. And no, I'm not talking about the riots going on. I'm talking about Ken Carson's next album, The Experiment, where it's supposed to be an experiment, right? Well, it looks like he's going back to what he's already done, which is the exact opposite of what an experiment is. I feel like he's at that point in his career where he has a few projects under his belt and he's turned somewhat into a one-trick pony. Not hating whatsoever, I'm just giving constructive criticism. But we all can't deny that a lot of the latest music for the past couple of projects, with the grunge, with the gore, the imagery, the music, the aesthetics, the branding, everything has been kinda the same. Now, that worked for a while because we all like Ken Carson's music, or at least if you're watching this video, you probably do, or you like at least a couple of his songs. But I almost feel like he's tapped out of all of the heights that he can reach with this kind of music, right? It's deemed underground music still for a reason, because the mainstream people ain't listening to it unless they're trying to cut their wrists or something, or it's Halloween or whatever. We talked about it on stream. As much as I like it, it's still scare the hoes music. You're not playing this around the hoes unless you're with some fine goth chicks, which praise be to you, because I have not found one that I actually can converse with well and is like on my vibe, because you know I'm a pretty bright guy regardless of the music I listen to. But you see Cardi do it. His Faja, even though we don't necessarily like the music that Uzi has been making lately, or at least I'm not gonna talk for all of y'all, I'm gonna put it on all y'all moms' lives. No, I'm playing. But me personally, you know, Pink Tape and Eternal Take 2, I think we can all say that we don't like Eternal Take 2, right? Right? Unless you're on Whippets, which if you are, consistently, I don't really respect your opinion anyway, because your brain is fried and you're hearing some sort of vibration that's not even on this planet. But at least Uzi and Cardi, they be switching up the sound. Now, a lot of people are saying that Cardi isn't experimenting as much anymore, like they're over the deep voice, which is kind of the same argument that we're talking about Ken Carson. But if you want to know what we're talking about today, it's essentially his new profile picture. Once again, he is going for the gore aesthetic, as you can see right here, where it's a girl that looks like Michelle Obama. I'm not going to show it here because it's going to get banned or whatever, TOS. But she's sucking on a heart. And by all means, someone's gonna go on Twitter and use Grok and request it to replace the heart with their cock. I'm sure of it. But as you can see from this picture right here, I'm pretty sure that was for A Great Chaos, where he has like the eye streaks, the tribal looking thing, I don't know. Like that ain't even a new picture. So if you're dropping a project called The Experiment, we expect you to experiment. We do not want to hear even more chaos. We already got A Great Chaos. It was great enough, okay? A legendary chaos, if that's what you want to call it. And then we got more chaos, which was supposed to be like a deluxe sort of thing. But we're done with it. We are done. I feel like I'm breaking up with an ex-girlfriend or something. We're only fucking with big booty Latinas. Y'all saw Summer's snippet. But on Instagram and Twitter, he switched his profile pictures to this girl biting on a heart. Now, some people are gonna say that it looks like Isaiah TG's cover for I Drink Blood, and frankly, that just proves my point, because what did Playboy Cardi and Ken Carson and Destroy Lonely, what's the whole opium aesthetic? It is being a vamp. Now, that's been going on since 2020, 2019, maybe even earlier. So like, it has been literally 6 to 7 years. We got to switch it up here. I feel like this is the reason that opium is getting burnt out a little bit. Of course they have fans. Of course we're going to stay tuned to their music because they're the hottest in the game. Pause. But like, you cannot deny that people are losing a little bit of hype and moving on to newer artists such as like Osama Sun, and Yeat's got his hype back. And what's one thing about Yeat, because Osama Sun's still too new to the game where he can experiment, or at least we can give him the pass for not experimenting too much. But Yeat tried to experiment with 2093 and then he had to come back, but at least he had that change. At least he tried. But let's check out some of the comments because I'm not live right now. Tekka Vids, we don't need more. I Drink Blood, so already Isaiah TG plus Vamp. You get the point. 9 Vicious is the future, I swear. I don't know where that came out of, but what it could tell us is that Ken Carson and these opium artists are losing people's attention. I mean, you already see what's happening to Homicide Gang. Like, I think they dropped, or they are dropping, but like, I haven't heard a word. By the way, he's on Tekka's album. This shit already dropped for me. People are hyped for the Tekka and Ken Carson collab more than his project. Yes, it's dropping tonight, but personally, I feel like this Tekka and Ken song, when they collab together, why it's so fire is because it almost gives me like Project X vibes, where it still has this more like upbeat or less grunge, like major notes rather than minor notes. I'm talking out of my ass right here, but you get what I'm saying. Like, it has the Tekka vibe to it, but Ken Carson is putting a verse on it, which is like the perfect combination. That's why I still say Project X is my favorite Ken album. This shit is exhausting. I don't want more chaos anymore. Next album, even more chaos. Facepalm, laughing emoji. It's almost turning into a meme at this point, where usually that helps artists like Ken Carson and Playboi Carti because it's free marketing, but it's almost a meme in a bad way. Bored of this. I'm good off this shit. That is not the type of rollout start that you want for your album. Corny. At a certain point, the loud 808s and shit get tiring, man. Let's see the replies. It's been past that, Donald. I agree. When you hear some of these snippets with all of like the past couple of years, it all just starts to blend into each other. Been past it. What are you on? And then we have a Coper right here saying, come on, man, don't be doing Ken like that. He's had that sound for 2 albums. His next album gonna have a different sound. I can feel it. I mean, if it has the same aesthetics, which usually align with the music, you can only assume that the music's gonna sound the same too. Tired of chaos. I need peace. 127 likes. This is the top comment right here. Rather him go back to hyperpop than AGC and more chaos sound, which is exactly what we're talking about with the Tekka collab. And last but not least, try something different. But the point remains. I think what Ken Carson, both Destroy Lonely and Playboi Carti need to do, although Carti just dropped, so he's kind of free from it, but even with Baby Boy, why is he trying to drop so soon after having a brand where he doesn't even need to drop for 5 years? He hasn't even gone on his own tour. He's on tour with The Weeknd. Like, it doesn't make sense whatsoever. Ken Carson, what he needs to do is go away. As much as I like you and I like your music, like, you need to go away and go get some new inspiration. Go find some new bad bitches in the Antarctica or something. Like, these goth chicks ain't gonna take you to a good place, bro. They're gonna take you straight to hell. We need to go to the promised land. And by golly, if your project is called The Experiment, I want to hear something new. I want to see something new. This opium all black aesthetic is getting old, and I think everybody knows it. Once the 12-year-olds are rocking it, it's in Fortnite skins, you know it's burnt. Like, look who's hot right now in the underground. And I know he's not underground, but this is who people are gravitating towards. Lil Tekka's project. Why? Because he's dropping bangers and they're like pop hits, but like the grungy underground sound just ain't hitting like that anymore. None of these newer underground artists are really popping off like that, except for Osama-san. It's just not cool anymore. We've heard literally hundreds, if not thousands, of songs because so many people have copied even the opium aesthetic and sound that it's not even necessarily his fault. Like, if no one else copied him, he could keep dropping these grunge projects, but like the distorted 808s and mosh pit type music, it's just oversaturated. And especially when Ken Carson, Opium, and Playboi Carti are the creator of the trends in music, especially like upcoming music, it's almost their responsibility to push things forward as opposed to holding it back. You feel me? And I'll leave you with that. You let me know in the comments what you think about this. Is Ken Carson, does Ken Carson need to experiment more, or do y'all want even more chaos? It's been your boy Bob. Make sure to like, subscribe, and join the Bob gang if you with it. Peace out, cloud people. Nice seeing you.